Being aware of what's typical in language development will help you know if your child is right on target or is potentially delayed.
Every child develops language at his or her own speed, but you can rest assured that most communicate well by the time they reach school age. Still, about 5 to 10% of children younger than 3 do experience developmental delays with language. Some delays relate solely to speech, which is the verbal expression and understanding of language, and some delays involve all of language. And if you have decided to raise your child bilingually, some doctors believe that this may cause some temporary language acquisition delays. Rest assured, though, that this gap almost always closes. And most believe that the benefits of being polylingual outweigh the potential temporary delay in language development, which also includes nonverbal communication, like waving. You can use a general timeline to track your child's language and speech development. By the time your baby is 4 to 6 months, your little one should be both laughing and mimicking the sounds you make. As well, by 6 to 7 months, your baby should respond to his or her name and also respond to human voices by turning both head and eyes to where the voice came from. Additionally, your child should be able to understand tone and respond accordingly to friendly and angry intonations. By the end of your baby's 9th month, your infant should also be babbling and stringing sounds together. Your little one should turn towards the sounds she hears, reach for things she wants, and use her voice to get attention. Meanwhile, she ought to be capable of making her needs known by her 1st birthday, as well as understand simple directions with gestures. Your baby should also be able to use some gestures like pointing, and combine nonverbal communication with sounds and perhaps a few words. By 15 months, your baby should have a wide range of speech sounds in their babbling, and at least one or more true, discernible words like mama, dada, bottle, or bye-bye. An on-target child will usually be able to use at least 10 to 20 words by her 18th month, and will also imitate words you say. Your little one should also be able to identify several body parts when named, and 50 or so words by the time she turns 2, forming simple sentences like Mommy, go outside, and Daddy, big. Also, your child will likely recognize pictures in books and follow 2-step commands like, please pick up the book and bring it to me. Parents often witness a linguistic explosion by the time their child hits their 3rd birthday. At this point, your toddler's vocabulary should consist of 900 to 1,000 words, and your little one should routinely combine 3 or more words into sentences. Your child also ought to understand many more instructions at this age, and at least 50% of what your child says at this point should be intelligible and understandable by a stranger. Your child should also be able to give his or her gender, name, and age. And by 4, your child should be very easy to understand, even by people who don't know her. If you're worried that your baby is missing these milestones, it's wise to call the pediatrician. The doctor will likely conduct a structured evaluation of your child's language skill. If the pediatrician agrees that there is a problem, you will be referred to a speech-language pathologist, a health professional trained to evaluate and treat speech, language, voice, or swallowing disorders, including hearing impairment. A hearing test is often included in the evaluation because a hearing problem can affect speech and language development. Other reasons for speech and language delays may be due to a central nervous system disorder like cerebral palsy, or to oral motor problems, which refer to difficulties using the tongue, jaw, and lips. Depending on the diagnosis, your child may need speech therapy, a hearing aid, or other treatments. Remember, you are the best judge of your child's progress. If you're concerned about language or speech development, trust your instincts and get help. Early intervention will frequently get your child back on the proper developmental track.